Hello, my name is Luca Fossati. I am an astrophysicist working at the Space Research Institute of the Austrian Academy of Sciences on extrasolar planetary research, that is the study of planets outside of the solar system. On the 9th of November 1989, I was 10 years old and I was in the last year of elementary school in Italy. My research breaks the wall towards the past and future of planets. The study of the evolution of planets is a very complex matter that implies understanding both the planet and the star and how the two interact with each other. Therefore, the greatest challenge lies in its multidisciplinarity. So, broadly speaking, my solution is to combine everything that both nature and technology give us. More than 4,000 exoplanets are known to date. And I tend to combine both. I tend to study both the single planets to understand the single physical processes, how they work, but also combine all planets as a whole, as a population, and try to combine the two together. I tend to use both modeling and observations. And in the terms of observations, I use a range of facilities from shoebox-sized telescopes, space telescopes like this one, to the largest ground-based telescopes. Is the realization that we now have both observational and computational tools that allow us to add complexity and therefore reality to the models that we build. This enables us to study better not only things about planets, but also things about stars and things that we believe were impossible to find before. Well, human beings have a curious mind, and as all kind of research, also my research is a source of pleasure that comes from the joy of knowledge, of knowing something new. And I would say that in addition, my research brings us closer to answering two of the fundamental questions of humanity that are, where do we come from and are we alone in the universe? Well, my 8-year-old son, he knows that I work on extrasolar planetary research, that is on planets outside of the solar system, and he hopes very much that I find dinosaurs on some of them. He wants to become a paleontologist, and he told me that he will come to work with me to help me when I find something interesting, because, you know, astronomers and paleontologists, they both work on a computer and they do the same job. Clearly, the first question, the main question still remains unanswered, is how planets evolve in the first few 100 million years, just after they have formed. And this is because, unfortunately, they're very hard to find, these kind of planets, the very young planets, and since they're very hard to find, they're also difficult to study, and they're also difficult to study by themselves. And this part of the evolution, the very first stages, is very important because it is the one that is going to decide whether a planet will evolve as a gas giant, like Jupiter, or will become a rocky planet, like the Earth or Venus. And in the end, it is the part of the evolution that essentially decides whether a planet has a chance to become a habitable environment. Most of the times, this happens when something doesn't work. And this is either because we do not understand how things work. This is sometimes because we make mistakes, and sometimes because nature is fooling us. And some other times, instead, I simply have a good idea, in which case, actually, I don't simply lie awake in bed, but most of the times I stand up and try to understand whether this is a really good idea or not. My dream as a child was indeed to become an astronomer, and I can proudly say that I managed to fulfill my dream. Everything actually started with my father, who was an amateur astronomer, and he has driven me first, he has driven my interests first towards science, and then he moved it and pushed it up towards the sky.